Namaste. Hello friends, I'm Lisa Grail. Welcome to my channel. Today I have not prepared any script in advance, so we'll be speaking just in the flow, as I usually do with my clients. What I want to talk about today is about situation in the world in general, how I feel it, about very low states which we all face, no matter how positive you are, what programs are ruling your psyche, your behavior, your life. Everyone have these low, apathetic, and desperate moments when you burn out from your business. For example, you don't want to continue, you have this fatigue and like the feeling of uselessness of what you are doing, for example. And here I want to start with my personal feeling, how I feel about what is going on in the world, why it happens, and what comes next as I'm feeling. I really do believe that I have very strong intuition since my birth. I'm very extremely empathetic. I feel people, I feel the atmosphere of events and so on. I'm a little bit even psychic in some way. It was expressed in my childhood, since childhood when I was making tarot readings. And when quarantine started, I intuitively was thinking that I need to take care of my health even much more, and that something is going on in the world that will be only like a snowball, will become stronger and even more aggressive. And of course, because I read before Transurfing, reality Transurfing by Zelle, I know perfectly how the pendulums of pandemia, pendulums of war work, how they engage adherents, how they, for example, create artificial conflicts between countries, between nations, just following their own goals, which are not the goals of common people. And when quarantine started, I guessed that, again, this is pendulum. Most of all, this is fake. And I've chosen not to give so much attention to this. Though, I was planning to go to Bali. I was practicing Kundalini yoga, but my plans were only regarding stage and singing, to be honest. And I wanted to go to Bali and practice and express myself as a singer. Not like Kundalini yoga teacher, though I was educated and I was helping myself with this too, but it wasn't like my main goal. But during quarantine, I understood that, and I had this urge to share practices for lungs, for detox, for immunity, and so on. It seems like someone have chosen this mission instead of me, and I had no way but to follow it. You know how it happens? When quarantine finished and everything came to balance, plus minus, I still had this desire to know more and to go in development even more, to develop my consciousness. And 1 year ago, 1.5, in May, when I found that I won green card lottery, I was thinking I need to do something to make myself feel more stable, and if I have immigration, I need to be even much stronger in psyche. And I was thinking that I was feeling only like intuitively led by something above, that I need to dig deeper in those states of consciousness which are still not available. And then a lot of information unpacked. I started watching satsangs. I watched everything. My mind, with a very strong psychoanalysis, helped myself to shift finally. And also I studied a lot about life without food and sleep deprivations and everything that will make me stable and still to be ready to face any circumstances in which are going to be. I didn't know what was it in my feelings, but for sure I was feeling that something will be happening. And then you know what happened in my country in March. I don't want to discuss politics because it's giving your energy to pendulum. I will explain only the main logic. The main logic is, if you are triggered by pendulum, if you are resisting, if you have very emotional assessment of what is going on and resistance, probably you will be engaged into the game of pendulum and you will be hurt by pendulum. Your relatives as well. You will have so much useless stress and thoughts that will shift you to the reality where you will face even more troubles. You will be engaged even more. And this is the main goal of pendulum, to hook you and to make you giving your energy to it. If you are not involved right now in the place where these events are taking place, it's useless to do something. If you really love yourself and you are very high awareness, you want to live and you will do anything to live and not playing the games. So when it was started, I faced a very tough situation with my channel, as you know. All my income was cut off. And I desperately thought like, okay, I agree, because I learned how to accept any kind of things happening to me and shift them to positive and to find advantage in everything I face in my life. I said to myself, okay, then I will do anything else. I don't know what, but I will survive, because my clean body, my immune system, my stress resistant, my healthy nervous system made me feel like this. This positive thinking was formed only after very deep self-transformation, enlightenment. And I wasn't like this before. I was in the pattern of victim, like most of people who think that they can't affect any reality. The reality that they need to obey, or there are no miracles, everything like the reality we see determines our life. But no, we can determine what we see only with our inner settings, our attitudes, our calmness and internal chemistry that will show us the picture of the film in where you will be playing this scenario, this character regarding the scenario or another. If you are triggered by pendulum, you are shifting to scenario where you will be affected 100% and maximally by this pendulum. If you shift and choose another attitude towards the situation you faced, you will shift to better conditions and even miraculous shifting like I faced going to America. And of course, I'm very happy and my vibrations are matching the place I am in now. Very beautiful and friendly, warm city, Austin, where I was invited by not less beautiful, enlightened person, Anna. She's half American, half German, and we are living together now. Still, I have some troubles I struggle with. I'm very honestly telling you, this trouble is regarding survival things in America, because prices are very expensive for everything. But somehow I'm surviving, and it makes me go even deeper into my practices. I'm nearly breatharianism. I know I have only 5 products I consume. My energy, my channel, my body is so clean that I expanded this channel to receive high frequency vibrations. I'm mostly all the time in 5D, and only in this state you can shift to not eating at all, not sleeping at all. You become powerful and you become creator of your reality, and you are not hooked with the external circumstances even more. You feel it. You feel that you was like they lied to you. You are creator. You can do all these things you are dreaming of. Only in this clean, confident state. I know that many people in America are brought more positively. They told to children that they can, like, you are doing great. But in my country, everything was opposite. We were told that you don't have to try. You won't get it. It's too late for you, for example, and so on. And that's why to reverse this negative pattern was the most difficult for me, because I was very negative, very depressive. If you knew me before, whom I was, like a child, I was very funny and cool, and very cool, self-expressing. But then society closed me, and then alcohol and smoking came into my life, like some kind of relaxants, because I was very afraid to express myself, not to be judged by society, to express my individuality. And that's why I was drinking alcohol, to be relaxed and express myself freely on the alcohol. And cigarettes also helped me so much. I loved this ritual. But breathing practices, they replaced smoking right away. So what I'm talking about is that enlightenment and a hard work on yourself and your engagement into daily routine, yes, but very pleasant practices of Kundalini yoga, breathing, and getting rid of all clamps in your body can shift you not only to another, like you become another personality, but also they will certainly change all surroundings and will erase all negativity. But it's only the matter of time. Someone is much more traumatized in life by life. Someone is not. We all had a lot of obstacles on our way to ourselves. The journey is very long. But what I want to say regarding the whole situation in the reality, as I see, as I feel it now, unfortunately, a planet will never be the same. All these events, no matter who like organized all this stuff, which is very disappointing me too, of course. I believe that planets shifted to more high frequency vibrations, and those people who are very low awareness and very clogged with food, who have bad habits, alcohol and so on, who are very low in consciousness, they will be erased from planet. I don't want to make anyone be scared of this information. I was holding it for too long, but now it's time to say that at any place of the world, anything can happen, and the sooner we will prepare ourselves, our consciousness, our bodies to be resistant to any kind of circumstances, the better we guarantee ourselves less injuries and so on. That's why I'm talking about necessity to go into 5D to heal your psyche. Recently, I entered the therapy of very cool psychoanalytics, and you know what I discovered? That without any knowledge, I led myself by all classic psychoanalytics steps and healed my traumas and saw my patterns, and so like detached from them, only led by my intuition and introspection, which is very important for any person who wants to be fully awakened, not to be triggered by his own tricky mind, because the mind will try to explain you that you are in danger, for example, and your reptile part of brain will react accordingly. But we have neocortex, the more modern brain, which allows us to choose our actions, and that is how our proactive psyche, this is a term of Frankl, works. So we can choose, we can detach from traumas, and we can act not from trauma, but through our internal choice and how our intuition, our high aspect tells us. The high aspect, which is namely God, the consciousness which lives in the bodies of everyone. So I know for sure that I'm not coward. If something happens right now in front of me, I can react very like a warrior, but I still want to live, to survive. That's why I'm not triggered, and I'm not discussing any political situations. I keep aside of them, by my decision, of course. I can choose to discuss, but I discuss only in aspect when I calm down my relatives in Ukraine and in Russia. I chose this position like in the middle because I feel love after I do these things. I feel love when I'm calming down people and explaining them how pendulums work, so that they can at least minimize the pressure of events affecting them right now. But my body wasn't matching those frequencies where I was. The place I was living in wasn't matching, and so the reality gave me a chance to shift. Though if honestly and logically it was a very low percentage of the things to happen just in time. Like if I would try to leave my country now, certainly I wouldn't. It's not possible now. This is what I'm talking about, and I don't know what will be happening here in the place I'm living in and in USA, but what I want to convey to everyone, that no matter how you live now, please be aware that everything around only pushes you to yourself. If you have resistance, if you have a lack of self-love, if you are not accepting yourself or other people, if there is a lot of judgment in you, you're not accepting and other people and not letting them be as who they are, and not letting you be who you are, then probably you will face a lot of obstacles, and everything will push you to yourself. Even we receive some diseases, not for nothing, only when we made something bad to ourselves. Subconsciously, some people create very stressful events for themselves, though they will deny and say, no, I don't want this, I don't want to be victim, but their patterns, their very deep subconscious patterns work like this. So what I can propose everyone, considering all situation in reality, which we unfortunately face, is to start the work from everyone. Like if we, like the cells of the whole humanity, will be healthy from within and full of light, let's say, high frequencies, or you will be accepting the duality of the world and see the wholeness of reality. If we all will behave like this, for sure, the capacity, like not capacity, but like the total volume of all people who are higher will be more than these lower things who are killing each other and so on. And then the planet can shift to a better world, to the scenario where everyone lives in abundance, expressing themselves freely and sharing knowledge and so on. But to do this, unfortunately, we have to sometimes deprive ourselves of some things. I won't stop telling that food, overeating and eating junk food and 3 times a day, probably for our frequencies of planet, will be not good. And people who are eating like normal, like we used to be before this shift of planet, will be not normal, and they will have diseases and so on. And you know, we are even aging because of stress and food. So if we have no stress, especially psychosomatics, especially stress affects our immunity by cortisol right away. If we won't have stress, we will be very calm inside. If we won't be overeating, our consciousness will be high. Then we have more chances to gain a lot of energy, high frequency energy, to shift this planet to a good scenario. Any kind of actions outside, so if we want to influence on what is happening by protesting and fighting, this is the same as a war. If we have calmness and peace inside, we have peace outside. If not, it's useless to fight to stop the war. Everyone who's enlightened will tell you, because we have vision from another perspective. I'm not judging people by their nationality or the color of their skin or their gender, and even at such degree that I'm not perceiving men like potential husbands anymore. Like I see the human, first of all, in anyone. So I don't know why I had this urge to tell you intuitively to take yourself in your hands, and also not wait for anyone or magic pill that someone will help you right away. All job is done only by each person separately. And of course, the first idea is to remember who you are, that you can create reality by your own thoughts, which are not yours. Thoughts are just flying around us, and our mind grabs and chooses and being led by any of them. If you have some bad thoughts regarding yourself, or you have anxiety regarding future, you can just see this thought above yourself. This is NLP practice, and say, go away. And only this gesture will skip it from your reality. This kind of scenario. It's very hard. It's easier to complain. It's easier to think that circumstances, politics are guilty. Of course, no one says that they are very kind people. My opinion is that only psychopaths can be politics, because they don't care about people most of the time, and only following their egocentric goals, or maybe they are possessed by some kind of entities or someone who we cannot see. But someone see. Recently, my friend visited regressive therapy and saw Baphomet and many other entities that want to influence on her and make her overeat, for example, and go into cravings. I also see this when I was smoking. It was kind of feeling that something is smoking through me, that I'm a very strong person. I have very strong willpower and discipline. But when I was smoking, I couldn't stand it. I was just like possessed. Like if someone is smoking through me. I guess you agree what I'm talking about. Many people are very successful, very strong, but they cannot give up this silly habit. So what I want to tell by this message is that to minimize any kind of affection from reality, we have to build very stable psyche, very strong body, very strong immune system, and also to see where we have this weak point, not to make them play for you, and not to react out of trauma, in no case. And for this, I propose you not only Kundalini Yoga on my channel, though I know that you love free videos of Kundalini Yoga. I have more than 100. I don't know how I made it, because it's very, it takes a lot of time. But it was like my servant and my gratefulness to this technique. I know that you love Kundalini Yoga, but I will be releasing much more exclusive practices due to the need in money. I won't survive if I will be sharing for free. I hope you won't judge me for this, please. And also, I have very cool option of endless membership, which costs not so big money, but you gain the endless access to all practices, and I have plenty of them because I pay money for the Association of Russian Kundalini Yoga Teachers. So I can share with you even much more practices, effective meditations for all cases of life, just $30 a month, or this once paid endless fee, and you will have it from me as long as I want to share. Probably I will be sharing much more things about consciousness and how to raise your awareness and to shift to 5D completely. I'm feeling like I'm one step to breatharianism, and I will be sharing some tips regarding this topic as well. I'm not afraid of people who think that it's impossible not to live without food. I don't care, because I know it's possible, and even more, you can live much more longer. But we were lied, and the whole system have no benefit out of this knowledge free for people. So I want to offer you joining memberships to gain even more practices and practice daily, or it won't work. So cool. I have a lot of reviews that if we practice daily, we can't lose awareness. People unpack their creative abilities and so on. Also, what I prefer is herbal cleansing, which can cleanse your even intercellular space and clogged energy in the form of mucus in your intestines and your clogged liver. If you haven't done any kind of cleansings before, it will be very beneficial. The price for 90 days of such guided cool medical support is not so much, I know. And I have a doctor whom I trust because she has all certifications, she has diploma, she has experience, and she healed herself of many things. As me, my cravings are gone. I'm avocado eater, though I hate avocado even. I don't know what to eat, to be honest. I don't have a need in tastes. Tastes are the emotions. I have different emotions. Right now, to be honest, I'm not in very good emotional state, though I see it and I live it like sensations in the body, not like assessments. Oh my God, everything is so bad. No, I'm not claiming, because my reactions are acceptance. I see them, I work them through my body. I feel all sensations, all emotions, and this condition is not bad, it's not good. What about my energy level? It's still very high, extremely high, as it should be, could be. My roommate, after my self-claiming again, I slept more than I wanted. She said, Lisa, you are like a robot. Can't you see that you're overworking? Stop it immediately. I love her so much. We became very close friends while living together. Because on this level of consciousness, you can meet only likewise people who will be supporting yourself, who won't be dragging you down. What else? Yeah, herbal cleansing for sure. This is one of my services as well. And marathons, 40-day marathons. If you cannot discipline yourself by following everyday routine of Kundalini Yoga, morning sadhana, you can be guided by me. I will help you, I will motivate you, I will explain where your procrastination comes from, I will explain you what patterns, the main trauma inside I see. We can heal it together. I also learning from very cool psychoanalytics right now. So I combined spiritual knowledge with psychology, with the yogic knowledge as well. I want to discover the problem usually from different angles. So if I have interest in this, I dig deeper. And 40 days marathons, my price all this time and while I was living in Russia was very cheap. I know it's very cheap because daily support for $500 for 40 days, it's nothing. I know that everyone will agree. So since October, it will be $1,000. And one weekly support during 40 days will be $500 since October. And this is the last chance for you to apply for my marathons, my guidance, my advices personally to you. I will gladly share all my knowledge I have, and my knowledge expands every day. And what else? I still don't want to build up a Telegram channel and make like the group classes, online classes, or something like online talks to discuss and to answer your questions. But only because I don't feel or I don't see so much necessity in this. In you, maybe I'm wrong. Leave comments if I'm wrong and you need this Telegram channel with some kind of entrance fee as well, where I will be talking to you, for example, weekly and have this online discussion of any subject you would like to open up for you. It will be nice as well to build community, to have to exchange knowledge, and probably to have online classes via Telegram. I was thinking about this idea, but still I have so many tasks to do to make my channel go that I'm postponing this this option. If this idea will be supported by a lot of people, maybe I will make a poll to ask you, then I will definitely create it, and the entrance fee will be monthly. So this is my message for today. I want everyone to take responsibility for their health, not shift it to doctors, to medicine, to supplements, to some kind of things that are not working so good, as you know. I'm not afraid to get sick. I will fast right away. I'm not afraid of anything, but only because I have this support inside myself. But many people are still very immature in psyche. They want to find partner or find friend or find someone to lean on. And this is totally wrong. We all have to grow up, no matter how old we are. We all have to be aware of what is going on, especially nowadays when the situation is not very good from the point of view of people who got used to the previous lifestyle. Restaurants, shopping, only these easy pleasures out of food. Another level of consciousness have more complex types of pleasure in creation, for example. And you know, when you discover new abilities of yourself, it becomes very exciting to play at this level. For example, when you feel that your body is nearly levitating. How do I like this idea? I know this is useless. It doesn't bring money. I was nearly levitating on the backyard, and we are laughing with Anna very often that she says that one day I will see you levitating here. So yeah, you have a much more abilities that you even not aware of. This is for sure. Everyone is genius. Everyone has some talent which is packed deeply, and being like, you know, the energy for unpacking this talent was stolen by sleep and food and sex. Unfortunately, a lot of sex in life also brings our libido away, our creative energy. And people who are making sex very often, they are aging much faster. This is what I noticed, and it's not only my opinion, but also psychologists telling that masturbation is a total loss of energy. We are draining energy when we are masturbating, because this is also about the easy way to receive dopamines and hormones of joy, while you can do otherwise. You can go to practice and receive complicated hormones of joy, and the mechanism, gamkergic mechanism, which starts with Kundalini yoga practices, can help you with this. So, for example, me, I'm totally in celibacy now, and I feel that my energy raised even higher. So I'm the lizard queen. I can do anything. I'm joking on myself because I wasn't like this before. I was very self-insecure, with no personal boundaries. I was in victim states very often, and still I have this victim pattern which I see. Also, I have some kind of self-restrictions inside me to do something. Probably if I won't have these restrictions, I would be living at the level which is higher, but I accept this. Everyone, you know, everyone is so unique. For example, if you were born a lion, you have one strategy of life and one behavior. But if you were born a panda, you have another strategy of behavior. And the main idea is to strengthen your strong points, not your weak points. Because we can improve our inferiorities and our disadvantages endlessly, and still we won't be ideal if we will be comparing ourselves with others and how we should be in consideration of our brain. But if we will look inside deeply and see our unique traits and our real talents and our real charisma in our appearance, as how we look like, we will discover that all we have to do is to only to strengthen the best qualities we have, and we will win on these advantages. For example, in my life, I was overworking and gaining very small quantity of money for this all my life. It's a pattern of my father, and this is program, of course, I see it. But if I wasn't so hard working, I would never build a channel. I would never create videos, because it really, it needs huge capacity of energy. I will tell you, it's very hard, but still joyful, still at this moment. But I'm not promising that it will last forever, like everything. But as I feel enthusiastic still, I advise you to concentrate on self-development and expanding of your consciousness in the nearest future and in nearest years, just to be ready to any kind of things happening in reality. And don't tell me that I haven't told you before. I'm psychic, I'm predictor. But don't worry, if we will all be very high awareness in our layer of reality, in your personal layer of reality, nothing bad will happen to you, I guarantee. As it happened with me, my body was shifted with an external force which helped me to escape another scenario. So this is all for today. Please visit tap link in description to see prices and all my services. Maybe you will be interested in purchasing something, because only 1 week before the 1st October left to purchase them for old price. Love you all. I love your comments. You are so kind always. I'm very happy to have such kind of yogis on my channel. Very light people. I have no bad comments at all, except some weird things like, don't sing mantras, this is evil, and so on. But be aware not to tell me what to do, because I simply block everyone who advises me like, you better learn this or that. Like, I blocked one girl who told that, Lisa, you can continue shooting Kriyas and do music, but please don't talk about nutrition, because I'm addicted to food. I will never give up it. I see the person defends his position, his cravings, and he triggered by my words that you can do without food, and food at some level will destroy your body. They can't accept this. It's very hurtful information, I know, but I see it and block. So be friendly, be kind to my Lisa. And Sat Nam, stay true and kind. The rest things in the mind. Bye.